How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Detroit Lions franchise here on Madden 22. My name is Football Fan Forever, and it's time for Week 13 against the Chicago Bears. We beat the Bears back in Week 1, and that has been indicative of our respective seasons thus far. The Lions are 11-1, and we're playing for a first-round bye right now, while the Bears are just 4-7, and they are on the outside looking in on the playoff race. That being said, there are no Sundays off in the game of football, and while this may be one of the easier games we have on paper for the rest of the season, we should not overlook the Bears. That being said, this is a potential get-right game for the passing game after Bob Hairston had perhaps his worst outing last week against the Patriots. Hairston completed less than 50% of his passes last week against the Patriots, but today he faces a Chicago Bears team that he diced up in Week 1 and is also without starting free safety Eddie Jackson, who is the heart and soul of this secondary. So instead of matching up our wide receivers and tight ends with the perennial All-Pro Eddie Jackson, they'll go up against P.J. Williams. Williams has played for 2 more years in the NFL than Jackson, but the talent difference between them is hard to ignore. We'll see if Detroit is able to take advantage of that at home against Chicago. No injuries for the Detroit Lions coming into today's game, as we've managed to stay healthy throughout the season thus far, with only a couple of minor injuries at various points throughout the year. We'll see if we can keep that impressive streak going along with our win streak as Jack Fox gets us underway here in Week 13. Dave Goodrich, the rookie, taking this one a couple yards deep out of his own end zone, and he will be tackled shy of the 25-yard line at the 23. So that will bring out Justin Fields for the Bears. 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, just 2,600 yards on the season. Not quite the sophomore campaign I'm sure Chicago had in mind, but he's got room to grow as a quarterback. 1st and 10 from their own 23. The Bears will start it on the ground, and there's a nice tackle made behind the line of scrimmage by Will Harris, dropping Montgomery for a loss of 1. Now 2nd and 11. Fields will survey the defense from the shotgun. Montgomery to his left, and Fields will head to the air. Throw to the left side. That's caught by a wide open David Montgomery, and he is tackled deep inside Detroit territory after a gain of 46. And that's just some blown coverage there, as the Lions were in cover 3 and should have had a deep corner route available there, but instead it's Chicago inside the 30-yard line of Detroit here, 2nd and 8. Montgomery trying the middle, and he is tackled by D'Angelo Carmichael at the 25, 3rd and 4. Fields again from the shotgun. He will head back to pass, setting up a screen, and Deshaun Hand read that play the whole time. I've not been able to call his name very often this season, so it's nice to see him making some plays here as we gear up for a playoff push, as Chicago will settle for 3, and that will bring out Bob Hairston. And Hairston actually has a similar stat line to Justin Fields here. 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2,800 yards. As the difference in these two offenses has been that the Lions have the league's #1 rushing attack, while as the Bears are solidly middle of the pack. As DeAndre Swift carries here on 1st down to pick up 6 hard-earned yards. He's closing in on a 1,000-yard campaign for us here, and that's with splitting carries with Jamal Williams. As on 2nd and 4, there's T.J. Hawkinson over the middle for a gain of 12. As Hawkinson records his first catch a lot earlier in the game this week as he did last week. On his 2nd down carry, there's Deshaun Stevenson picking up just 2 as the Lions face an early 3rd and 8. Hairston runs out of time in the pocket. Everybody was covered downfield, and Tyus Bowser gets around the edge to force a Detroit punt. So Chicago will take over deep in their own territory. Here's a 2nd and 3 from their own 20. And Jeff Ojukwu will break up that pass to the left side. Now 3rd and 3. Fields alone in the shotgun. Gets this one out quickly, but that is broken up. He was looking for David Montgomery, but the Lions defense forces a 3 and out. And they have very good field position to start their second drive. 1st and 10 from their own 42. Here's a swing pass to Deshaun Stevenson. His 2nd touch on the day, picking up about 7. And it's 2nd down. Hairston in the shotgun, swept to his right. Play action. And this play will develop. Hairston getting this one away. And that is intercepted by Jalen Johnson. Hairston getting a little bit greedy there, pushing the ball downfield towards Quintez Cephas, who had a step on his double coverage. But Johnson is able to get back in time to make an incredible play on the ball and turn the ball over to the Chicago Bears. So Hairston's 7th interception on the season will give the Bears the ball back inside their own 10. And on 1st down, there is a very quick pass to Cole Kmet to pick up 13 yards and the 1st. Now facing 2nd and 1. Fields will hand off to Montgomery, but this one is coming back, it looks like, as there's a flag on the play. Holding on Chicago. They got the right guard, James Daniels, for the penalty. But perhaps more important, Devin Woodson is shaken up on this play. And he will be checked out, and fortunately, while he risks re-injuring his shoulder strain, he will return in a little bit. So 2nd and 1 turns into 2nd and 8. And the Lions are without their best pass rusher here on 2nd down, as there's a wide open Allen Robinson. No clue what happened there, why he was that open off the snap. But it's another big play and another coverage breakdown for the Lions as Chicago crosses midfield. Now 2nd and 6 from the Lions' 47-yard line. A run to the left side with Montgomery will pick up the 1st down at the 39. Chicago moving the ball fairly well here on their 3rd drive to start the game, and a sharp pass to the left side will connect with Allen Robinson as Fields goes over the 100-yard mark here in the 1st quarter. He picked up a lot of that on his very first throw, of course, but still an incredible milestone. Now 2nd and 5, he'll look to the left side again, and he will connect with Allen Robinson for a 3rd time here. 1st and 10, Chicago at the 12. Now 3 tight ends on the field for Fields. Fakes the handoff to Robinson, hands it to Montgomery, and a very nice tackle in traffic by Alex Anzalone saves what could have been a big gain and even a touchdown. Now Montgomery will try the right side, and he will break through a tackle before he's pulled down at the 5 to end the 1st quarter. The Bears trying to convert this 3rd and 3. They don't want to settle for another field goal as Fields will take off. He is met by Carmichael, and he will get the 1st down. So Fields showcasing his dual threat ability. It is goal to go Chicago at the 2-yard line. Heavy formation on the field, and Romeo Okwara will make the play in the backfield. 2nd and goal from the 3. Montgomery still in the game. He'll get the call again, trying the right side, and he is blown up by Sean Dean Hamilton at the 1. Now 3rd and goal. The fullback in the game, 2 tight ends on the right side of the formation. Fields to the air, slant route, touchdown, Allen Robinson. So the Bears cap off a 91-yard scoring drive with a 1-yard touchdown pass from Justin Fields to Allen Robinson, and Kairos Santos will come out to make it a 10-point game with just under 9 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. So it is a strong start to the game for the Bears as the Lions find themselves needing points if they want to try and stay competitive in this one. We've seen this team come back from a deficit before, but usually falling behind by a lot early is not a winning strategy. But that's when this Lions team starts to slow things down and really lean on their #1 ranked rushing attack. There's DeAndre Swift for a gain of 15, and it's 1st and 10 Detroit on their own 39. Hairston will head to the air, and there's Quan Sandridge on a simple slant route to the 48, as it takes just a couple of plays to cross into Chicago territory. 2 high safeties for the Bears. It's a jet sweep for Keegan Darby, the speedy rookie wide receiver, picking up 13 as the Lions are pulling out all kinds of tricks in their offense to try and move the ball down the field. 1st and 10 at the 35. Hairston off of play action. Rolling to his right, sets his feet, takes a shot downfield into double coverage, and Dexter Allen has it at the 2. So that time Hairston is able to find his man deep down the field. It's a 33-yard reception, rookie to rookie, as this got Hairston out of the pocket where he's been very comfortable, and the pass is just out of reach of Jalen Johnson, who picked off Hairston last series. Now 1st and goal from the 2. Jamal Williams in the game, and he will get the call. Touchdown, Detroit. It's another rushing touchdown for the 27-year-old running back, as the Lions pull within 3 on a very efficient drive there. Just 5 plays to go the length of the field, and it's 10-7 Chicago. Back to defense now. Detroit has been on roller skates for most of this first half, as Justin Fields continues to move the ball with his legs. And Cody Whitehair, the starting left guard for the Bears, is shaken up on this play. They're already missing center Billy Price and are starting Chase DeVoe at center here. We'll see if they can stomach the loss of 2 starters on the offensive line, as David Montgomery is tackled behind the line of scrimmage to force a 3rd and 5. Detroit showing blitz. Empty backfield for Justin Fields, as he will get this ball out very quickly to Cedric Wilson, and that will pick up the 1st down. And Justin Fields is picking up right where he left off against us last time we played, where he completed 83% of his passes, as that pass over the middle will once again find Allen Robinson right to midfield. Once again going empty, this time on 1st and 10. 2 high safeties for the Lions, as Justin Fields once again has an easy completion over the middle. This time he finds Cole Kmet down to the 36. Chicago is on the edge of field goal range here, but you know they're going to try and restore their 10-point lead, as another quick throw from Justin Fields will pick up about 7 and lead to a 3rd and inches just 1 play later. Trying the left side here is Montgomery, and Will Harris makes the play behind the line of scrimmage, his 2nd tackle for loss, dropping Montgomery for a loss of 1, and that will bring out Kairos Santo for the 2nd time here today. And he is good from 44 yards out to make it a 13-7 game. So just 26 yards for DeAndre Swift to join the 1,000-yard rushing club here. He gets the call on 1st and 10, and he is dragged down by rookie Randy Hurst, but not after he picks up a 1st down for the Lions. Swift back in the game 1 play later on 2nd and 2, but this run is not quite as successful. He's met at the line of scrimmage, 3rd down. Jamal Williams checks into the game, and our short yardage specialist will move the 6 here for Detroit. 1st and 10 at the 49, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Detroit is very much in this one despite a slow start, but they will face a 3rd and 6 here from the Chicago 47. Single high safety for the Bears. Hairston back to pass against a 4-man rush. Floats it for Hawkinson, who has to stretch to grab this one, but he will pick up the 1st down. And I thought for sure that Hairston missed that throw, but that's the value of having a player like Hawkinson on your team, as Hairston takes a deep shot to the left side, and Christian Kirk somehow hangs on through contact. And I said at the top of the broadcast that the Lions might have to attack P.J. Williams. And I'm honestly not sure Williams could have done anything more on this play. He put a big hit on Kirk, who may not have secured that catch. But it's 1st and 10 Detroit at 12. No review. And Hairston will head to the air once again. This time he'll miss in the direction of Quan Sandridge. 2nd and 10. Just over 1 minute to go here in the first half. Detroit trying to take the lead. Hairston will step up, scrambling for it, covering the ball, but it comes out, and it's recovered by the Bears. And those are the kinds of turnovers that are really going to hold us back if we keep committing them. Hairston did everything right. He covered the ball against the big hit, but he gets sent flying into Ronnie Harrison, and that impact is enough to jar the ball loose. So Chicago is able to run out the clock to end the first half, as a pair of Detroit turnovers have contributed to Chicago's 13-7 lead. But at least we get a normal halftime report. After 2 weeks of playing on Thursday night, we are finally scheduled on a Sunday, so we get to peek at some other scores around the league. The Green Bay Packers are in the playoff hunt here. They're on the outside looking in, but they lead the football team 14-13 as they approach halftime. We will play the football team next week, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. We're going to have to clean up both sides of the ball if we want a chance to win this game. Justin Fields has been very effective in the quick passing game against us, as we've allowed almost 200 yards through the air. And of course, 2 Bob Hairston turnovers have contributed to us losing the time of possession game. Hairston has been really pretty good protecting the football this season, and that is a credit to him coming in as a rookie. But he needs to learn how to slide when he's scrambling, because that's his second fumble in as many weeks. The Lions will start the second half with the football, however, as the score is the same as when they last had possession. Hairston is under center on 2nd and 5 from his own 28. J.J. Dunlap in the game, and the rookie running back will take a big hit from Roquan Smith, picking up just 1, and it's 3rd and 4. 3 wide receivers to the left. Hairston back to pass, taking a deep shot. Kirk has a step, and he cannot haul that one in through contact. Nickel Robbie Coleman and P.J. Williams knocking the ball out as the Lions go 3 and out on their drive to start the second half. So that will bring out Justin Fields, who has been nothing short of surgical against the Lions here. 15 of 18 for $194. He found Allen Robinson in the end zone for his 21st touchdown pass of the season, and on 1st and 10 he'll find Robinson for a gain of about 9. And on this drive, we will figure out if the Lions have made any adjustments against the quick passing game here. But on 3rd and inches, it's David Montgomery picking up the first on his 15th carry of the day. He's averaged less than 3 yards per carry, meaning that Justin Fields is a lot of Chicago's offense right now. 2nd and 5 from the 39, faking the handoff to the wide receiver. Montgomery is met behind the line of scrimmage. It is Sean Dean Hamilton combining with Fatu Melifonwu to force another 3rd and down. Keep an eye on Allen Robinson, slot left for the Bears. No! Cole Kmet up the seam into Detroit territory. That's a 32-yard reception for the tight end as he was wide open. And it's 1st and 10 Bears. Sure would be nice if we could slow down the Chicago passing attack. 2 high safeties for the Lions on 1st and 10. Fields standing in the pocket. He will take off. He gets a dangerous block and is tackled inside the 10 at the 5. So it's goal to go Chicago here after another successful Justin Fields scramble. And they'll bring out the goal line formation here from the 5-yard line. Play action for Fields, and he will just get this one away. Incomplete to the left side, and it's 2nd and goal. Same formation for the Bears. They will try the fullback, and that will pick up about 4 yards. Now 3rd and goal from the 2. And the Lions will pinch in their defensive line. It's a toss to the left side. David Montgomery is in for the touchdown. And John Panisini can't believe it. Take another look at this touchdown run by David Montgomery. He is met by John Panisini shy of the goal line, and Panisini has probably 150 pounds on him. But Montgomery is able to power through here, stretching out the football before his knee touches the ground, as the Bears will go for 2 to make it a 14-point game. Fields under center, Tariq Cohen in the game. Tight end in motion left. Fields will pass. He's protected against the blitz, and he delivers to Cole Kmet. 21-7 Chicago. And this is the very situation Detroit was hoping to avoid. You have a chance to make adjustments over halftime and come out firing in the third quarter, which has historically been very good to us. But instead, you are moving backwards, and Chicago continues to push the ball down the field. And very quickly, the Lions face a 3rd and 11. Hairston under pressure delivers to Hawkinson, who is a couple inches short of the marker. And instead of punt, the Lions will keep the offense on the field deep inside their own territory. Jamal Williams against a soft front will get the call, and he will pick up the first down. So the gamble pays off for Detroit. 1st and 10 from their own 36. And here goes Hairston under pressure, firing it downfield in the general direction of Quan Sandridge, as tempers begin to flare on Detroit's sideline as they face a 3rd and 7. Hairston against a 4-man rush, fires over the middle, and Christian Kirk holds on this time, making a nice adjustment to haul that one in, and the drive will continue for the Lions. 1st and 10, Deshaun Stevenson getting another carry, and he will pick up 8 yards. A touchdown would be really nice on this drive, but right now the Lions need to prove that they can sustain drives. 2nd and 2, Hairston getting this one away, all the way downfield for Darby, and that is knocked away by nickel Robbie Coleman. A sensational throw by Hairston is dropped in the end zone, as instead the Lions will face a 3rd and 2 and will have to rely on their running game again to bail them out. Just 9 carries for DeAndre Swift, as maybe we should look to running the ball more often here. Even missing Eddie Jackson, Chicago's secondary has made more than a few plays today. But if they do give us stuff underneath, then Quintez Cephas is able to make them pay with a first down. Hairston is 10 of 17 through the air at this point with that interception. And he will drop back for pass attempt number 18, firing short for Quan Sandridge, as the Lions start taking a page out of Chicago's playbook with some short passes. One play later, we are inside the 10. 2nd and 4 as the third quarter winds down. Play action pass to J.J. Dunlap, and he is in for the touchdown. His first career receiving touchdown will bring Detroit within 7 points here, as another bang-bang play right at the goal line goes Detroit's way this time. So it is a 7-point game in favor of the Bears as we head on to the 4th and final quarter here. 21-14 is your score as Detroit's defense looks to get a stop. On 2nd and 7, Chicago will try the left side, and Sean Dean Hamilton shuts that one down with a nice open field tackle. We know he can make plays against the run, but what about the pass? 3rd and 7, and that is nearly intercepted by Sean Francois, the rookie still looking for his 2nd pick of the season, as Detroit's defense will force a 3-and-out and put the ball back in the hands of their offense with really good field position. 2nd and 2, Deshaun Stevenson will move the ball to midfield with a nice inside run there as the Lions look to tie up the game on this possession. 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Hairston back to pass. Standing tall in the pocket, he delivers to Christian Kirk, who hangs on through the contact. And that will put Hairston over 3,000 yards on the season. He hasn't really had any big games, his highest yardage total on the season being 301 yards in a game. But here he stands tall against inside pressure, and he'll find Christian Kirk again down to the 21. 4 catches, 65 yards for Kirk. He probably should have a bit more and a touchdown, but that is neither here nor there. It's 1st and 10 Detroit from the 21-yard line. Hairston hands off to DeAndre Swift, who makes a nice play against P.J. Williams down to the 11-yard line, 2nd and 1. Jason Kabinda on the field as the 4th tight end in this really fun formation, I must say. I like this formation. DeAndre Swift is the lone back, Hairston under center. And Bob Hairston heads back to the air, takes his shot to the end zone, and Dexter Allen has it for the touchdown. And that was a very savvy play by the rookie. He's in one-on-one coverage with P.J. Williams, and he uses eyes to look off the safety, then makes a really nice catch as the ball is actually coming towards his other shoulder. And if that was Eddie Jackson on the field, I'm not sure that would have been completed. Instead, we have ourselves a tie ball game with 5.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And that's now 2 second-half touchdown passes for Bob Hairston, who went 4 of 4 for 45 yards and the equalizing score on that drive. We are set up for a really thrilling end to this ball game. Justin Fields versus Bob Hairston. 21-21, 5.5 minutes to go. Fields starts this drive with a quick pass to the right side that is caught for a 1st down at the 36-yard line. And Chicago will try and retake the lead here. Fields once again heading back to the air, taking off, but he's sacked. D'Angelo Carmichael on a rare middle linebacker blitz picks up our 1st sack of the day against the very elusive Justin Fields. That will make it 2nd and 15. Fields looking uncomfortable in the pocket again, and he goes down on back-to-back plays as Jabari Zuniga makes the stop. 3rd and 20. And big credit to Lee McNeil for collapsing the pocket there here as Fields will chuck it underneath to Cole Kmet, and that will be well shy of the 6. D'Angelo Carmichael on the stop, as the Lions will get the ball back with right around 4 minutes to go. As Bob Hairston comes out having completed his last 7 passes in a row for the Lions. That streak is snapped on 1st down, and he faces a 2nd and 10. Hand off to Swift, who loses the football. Roquan Smith with another forced turnover. It's the 3rd of the day for the Lions, and now Justin Fields takes over with a very short field and plenty of time. Just 31 yards to go for 7 points, as Tariq Cohen will start picking up about 6 yards through the left side of the Chicago offensive line. Call it 5, and that will actually lead to a 3rd and 5. Fields in the shotgun, he's back to pass. Pocket collapsing, Fields trying to escape, chased by Woodson and hauled down shy of the 1st down marker. It's 4th and 1. And instead of try and convert, they send out Cairo Santo for the 3rd time here today. 39 yards left hash, and he nearly missed this one, but it's a 24-21 Chicago lead with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. 1st and 10 handoff for the Lions will go to Jamal Williams. He picks up about 7, as Detroit needs to be careful to both score and not score too quickly. They give Chicago enough time. The Bears have proven capable of moving the ball effectively down the field, as the first couple plays on this drive are runs to take us to the 2-minute warning. We've seen Bob Hairston lead some game-winning drives already this season, most memorably against the Minnesota Vikings. Does he have another one in him here, as the Bears will blitz on 1st and 10, and the slant route to Quintez Cephas will pick up about 8. And the Lions will hurry back to the line. Jamal Williams in the game, and he will get the call here, trying a left side, getting some good blocking, and fighting his way to the 38. So Detroit right on the edge of field goal range here, and they will spend their first timeout with a minute and a half to go. Detroit is looking for a touchdown on this drive, but a field goal would tie the game as Hairston backpedals. He's going to take a shot. Quintez Cephas in the end zone has it for the touchdown. And the Lions will take the lead on a 38-yard touchdown pass to Quintez Cephas. And this might have been the best throw we've seen Hairston make all game, as he gets more than a little help from Quintez Cephas here. There is 2 feet in bounds. But that pass was 60 yards in the air on a tightrope to his number 2 wide receiver. And now Detroit's defense has a 4-point lead to protect. Chicago has all 3 timeouts, plenty of time on the clock, still over a minute to go, as Chicago will head back to the line after a gain of 7, saving a timeout. Fields, looking uncomfortable against the pressure, will slide down at his own 39, and the clock will continue to run. Detroit trying to get set, and a short pass will stop the clock with 39 seconds to go. But you have to question Chicago's lack of urgency here. On second down, Fields will find his man Allen Robinson on the left side, and they will once again let some precious time get away from them before taking their first timeout with just 24 seconds to go. They have 48 yards, they need a touchdown, and Justin Fields sees no one open. He will tuck and run and force the Bears to take their second timeout with 17 seconds and 43 yards left. And another short throw by Fields will force the Bears to burn their third and final timeout. 13 seconds left. They have to start taking shots at the end zone. So what does Fields do but throw to a curl route, allowing the clock to run down to 0? What? So it's a maddening end to an otherwise really solid game that sees the Detroit Lions triumph 28-24 over their division rivals, the Chicago Bears. And this game was certainly a lot closer than the last time these two teams played way back in Week 1. But Bob Hairston turns it on in the second half, throws 3 touchdown passes for the Lions, and we're able to overcome a 300-yard day from Justin Fields. One of the reasons why was because we were really able to stifle David Montgomery, especially in the second half. He was held to just 2.5 yards a carry, and 35 of his 45 yards came after contact. Justin Fields ended up being Chicago's leading rusher with 57 yards on 8 attempts, but none of those were designed runs. His scrambling ability accounted for more than half of Chicago's rushing yards in today's game. And overall, I'd say our run defense was the best we've seen it all season. Our pass defense wasn't as good, and that's one of the areas I'd like to see our team improve over the last couple weeks of the season. We had 200-yard receiving efforts against us today, and there was plenty of separation for Chicago's receivers. That being said, the Bears did execute a very effective game plan against us, especially in the first half. They moved the ball effectively with a lot of very quick passes that both helped Justin Fields get into a rhythm against our defense and also kept us from blitzing very often because of how quickly the ball was getting out of his hands. I was definitely slow to adapt, as I could have challenged Chicago at the line of scrimmage and put our corners in press coverage more often to try and slow down those quick throws, because we weren't contesting a lot of passes here in today's game. If the Bears have time for 1 or 2 more plays at the end of today's game, I'm not sure we walk away with a victory. But they ended up shooting themselves in the foot, so to speak, and really wasted a solid effort by their defense. Nickel Robbie Coleman had 3 big pass breakups, including one that probably should have been a touchdown to Christian Kirk. And of course, Roquan Smith in his all-pro form, forcing 2 huge fumbles and tying with D'Angelo Carmichael for a game-high 14 total tackles. One thing that surprised me about today's matchup was that I didn't call Khalil Mack's name at all. The Bears did get some pass rush, but Penei Sewell dominantly won their matchup here today. And if I'm being honest, our offensive line has overachieved all season long. That has me weighing some changes to specifically the run blocking slider set. I'm going to give it one more game and see how that goes, because we're facing a really talented defensive line with the football team, but we're able to move the ball against them as easily as we've been able to move the ball against other defenses. That probably means that something isn't quite realistic with our slider set. Now, I know the center has an outsized influence on how well the rest of the offensive line plays, so having someone like Frank Ragnow, who's probably one of the top 3 centers in the league, is sure to help players like Halapoulivaati Vaitai play above their ratings. But even so, I think we're moving the ball a little bit too easily on the ground, and that there's not a whole lot of challenge if we're able to average over 5.5 yards a carry every single game. Some of that might just have to do with the ball carrier physics as well. I've noticed that it's a lot harder to stop players at the point of contact in this game compared to years past. But I still feel like we are overly successful in terms of what we should be able to do. But enough about sliders and things like that. Let's get back to the series here. Halapoulivaati Vaitai wants to ask about our bye week, as we finally have a bye week in week 14. It's a late bye week for sure, but we're going to go with the injury avoidance. A little bit of extra rest and relaxation for our team helps both their injury and their morale, which is always good. We've been lucky enough to avoid serious injuries thus far in this series, so it'd be nice to see that continue as we try and make some noise in the playoffs here in year 2. We also have plenty of upgrades to go through because we've got 2 weeks worth of experience to spend instead of just 1. And I gotta say, one of the things Madden did well that I think is this upgrade system. The idea of breaking players down into archetypes and allowing you to choose which archetype you want to focus on works really well from a user standpoint. I like that you have some control over which archetype will be prioritized, but you're never really sure what you're going to get when you are able to upgrade a player. Also, changing it by every overall as opposed to just having a bank of experience to spend makes the whole process go by quicker, and that's something I really like. I do wish that the AI was smarter about which archetypes they chose instead of just focusing on one, but hopefully that's something they can improve on in future Maddens. As I promised, a challenge for our offensive line next week, and boy oh boy can the Washington football team deliver. Their starting defensive line is all 87 overall or higher, featuring Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and Jonathan Allen. Their offense is full of playmakers too, but their big question mark surrounds Taylor Heineke at quarterback. He's hardly a household name, and it doesn't matter how good Washington's defense is if their offense can't move the ball. But that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's game, even though the ending was a little bit of a letdown. And like always, I will catch you next time.